Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, Naked Fusion. If you have been following our Yam Potage series, today is our grand finale. From the rustic farmer's pottage to the silky gentle pottage and the rich tomato-based Asaro, each pot told a story. But today, the story changes. This is the creamy stock pottage, a bold, unconventional twist. Yam simmered in turkey stock, kissed with Sauvignon Blanc, and finished with cooking cream for that velvety texture. Stir-fried bell peppers, onions, and chopped celery shafts brings freshness and balance. It's yam pottage, but redefined, reimagined, and unforgettable. So let's get cooking. The ingredients we'll be using are turkey, bell peppers, and cabbage, tomatoes, very little tomato paste, celery shaft that I've gotten from my celery oil that I made. I'm using Sauvignon Blanc, some cooking cream, yam, and olive oil. These are the basic stuff we'll be using for our yam pottage. So I've lightly greased my pot, and into that pot I'm going to be adding carrots, onions, garlic, thyme, curry powder, some cabbage, and then I'm going to mix that up. On the other side, I have already marinated my turkey with just olive oil, some thyme, some seasoning cube, and as well as curry powder, and I mix them all together and then just allow that to sit for about 20 minutes, and that I have added to this pot. I'm just going to mix this together and add my habanero pepper, cover that, and allow it to steam. After some time, I'm going to add in some water into the turkey to cook the turkey. Turkey is not supposed to take so long to cook. It shouldn't take more than 15 minutes, and I'm cooking a very small quantity of turkey. So I'm just rinsing off the bowl I marinated my turkey in, and I'm just adding that water, and I'm going to taste to check if I am happy with the seasoning. After tasting, I added some seasoning powder. Then I'm going to mix that up properly. Adding my stock cube, and then I'm going to allow that to boil. I opened my pot. By this time, the aroma in the kitchen was absolutely lovely. I was excited. It's been a while I did anything with turkey. At this point, our turkey was ready. I'm just going to take this out and fry that, because we'll be serving it with our creamy Yam Pottage. But that was off camera. So after I've taken out my turkey, I'm going to strain out this stock, like get those big chunks out. I'm going to use a small tiny sieve to strain out the stock, because we will be using it for our pottage. So into a heated pot, I'll be adding some olive oil. And then to that, I'll be adding some chopped onions and my tomato paste. I'm just going to mix that up together and allow that to fry. After some time, our tomatoes has browned up, even started to caramelize, and it wasn't bad at this stage. It's not entirely burnt, but it did just give it even more flavor. So I'm just going to mix that up and add our turkey stock. To the turkey stock, we'll be adding our wine. After that, we're adding some chicken powder, and then we'll also be adding some all-purpose seasoning. Now your seasoning is, you should put seasoning to your taste. So I'm going to mix that up, and then to this stock I'm going to add water. So I've just added some water, and to this I'll be adding our yams. If you have been following our yam series, you will see how we peel our yam and how we cut our yams, but you can cut them to your preferred size. I've cut them into small chunks. We're going to mix this up and then cover and allow to cook. After some time, this is what our yam is looking like. If you see, our sauce is kind of liquid. It's really liquid. It's not thickening at all. Okay, so like I will always say, taste as you go and adjust seasoning to your taste. So I'm going to stir fry our vegetables, and I'm starting off by melting some butter into this pan. Then I added some salt, very little salt, because I've already seasoned my pottage, my creamy pottage. So I've put in my bell peppers, I've cut them into big chunks, and I've cut some onions, and I've added some cabbage, and I'm adding my green peppers last, and that's it. And I'm taking it off the heat. At this point, you can see that our sauce has reduced. It's not like it was initially, it's still light, but that's fine. So I'm going to mash up some of this yam gently on the edge of the pot bowl. We're going to still leave some yam. After some time, I checked our yam. If you look at our sauce, it is reducing. I'm still mashing some more yams, just so that it's thick. It's going to be a very rich, creamy porridge. At this point, I'm adding my cooking cream. If you do not like too much of cream, you can add very little, or you can add half quantity of cooking cream and half quantity of milk, known as half and half. After some time, I covered it and allowed it to come together, and this is what it is looking like. Note that cream thickens up when it cools down, and then the yam also thickens up when it cools down. So we're going to have a very thick, creamy, velvety pottage. That is the shaft that came from the celery I used for celery oil, which I will be using later also in the plating of this particular food. So I'm just going to mix that up together and mix. I will add as much as I will be satisfied with. You can skip this part if you do not have celery shaft. You can use our pumpkin leaf also. You can add that in, and that will just be a fusion. So I've added extra celery leaves to the yam pottage. You can see the yam pottage has thickened up even more. At this point, I'm just going to add my vegetables, and I'm going to mix that in together. When these vegetables incorporated with this food, the taste was something else. Really, you guys should try this. You should really try this. Make an attempt to try this. If you do not have cooking cream, you can skip that and use just milk. Just ensure that your milk mixture is thick enough. Do not use condensed milk except you like to add sweetness to your food. That would be another variety or variation of pottage. So this is what it's looking like. This is what our creamy pottage is looking like. And it's at this point it tasted really good. So I've switched off the gas and this is ready for plate. So I'll be plating this with the fried turkey I made earlier. I put that in pepper sauce. This is a creamy pottage, and for a Nigerian palate, I think they would need extra heat. So I've added the turkey into pepper sauce and have served it with this dish. And you will see how it comes at the end of this video. I still use some sesame seed as toppings, as well as some of that celery oil. I just swirl it around the plate. And that brings us to the end of this beautiful journey. 4 pots, 4 stories, 1 root ingredient, yam. From the earthy depth of the farmer's pottage to the light peppery warmth of the gentle pottage and the rich tomato-based Asaro, and now this bold creamy stock pottage, each one proved that yam has no limit. Whether rustic, refined or reinvented, yams remain a canvas for creativity, a dish that speaks of comfort, culture and craft. Thank you for cooking through this series with me. Do not forget to subscribe, because this isn't the end. It's just the beginning of more flavors, more stories, and more reasons to fall in love with food all over again. Till next time, keep exploring. Bye.